Hello and welcome to Political Arena, a production of Voice of Nigeria. From Abuja to Addis Ababa, New Delhi to Sydney, London to Washington, D.C., Political Arena brings you summaries of politics on the global political stage as we navigate the twists, the turns that shape global politics right here from the heart of Africa. Today, we will take a journey into one key institution that is helping to strengthen Nigeria's democracy. That is the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies in Abuja. We'll hear from Professor Abubakar Suleiman, the Director General of the Institute, who will explain how this great institution is complementing the three arms of government in delivering the dividends of democracy to Nigerians. A friendly reminder to all our fantastic viewers: show us some love by smashing that like button, subscribing to our channel, and sharing the love for Voice of Nigeria. It's your support that keeps us going and shining the light on the political world. But first, let's take a look at what's happening in Nigeria's political scene.
It's been weeks since the Election Tribunal on the 2023 presidential election upheld the victory of President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima. The presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, and his counterpart of the Labour Party (LP), Peter Obi, separately filed appeals at the Supreme Court challenging the ruling of the tribunal. Atiku, in the notice of appeal, predicated on 35 grounds, insisted that the tribunal in the judgment delivered by Justice Haruna Tsamani committed grave error and miscarriage of justice in its findings and conclusion in the petition challenging the declaration of Mr. Tinubu as president by INEC. On his part, Peter Obi filed 51 grounds of appeal, faulting the tribunal for dismissing his case. He said the panel erred in law when it relied on paragraph 4, subsection 1d, subsection 2, and 54 of the first schedule to the Electoral Act of 2022 to strike out paragraphs of his petition. The Edo State Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, has made a plea to his principal, Governor Godwin Obaseki, to forgive him if he has erred. Shaibu, who made the plea while speaking to journalists, said the plea became necessary to ensure that he and his principal carried on a cordial working relationship, which will ensure that the present administration finished well in the state.
So we have resumed. There's no problem about it. The governor have asked us to go there. We are going. I am, like I always tell people, I am a loyal servant. I am a loyal servant. There's nothing that has changed. I took a personal vow to support my governor, and you can see my Catholic people are here. Everything about me, if I have a vow with God, there's nothing that will change it.
This is coming against the backdrop of a friction between the two, as the governor relocated the office of his deputy Shaibu, who was also barred from entering his office in the government house. In recent times, Governor Obaseki and his deputy Shaibu have been at loggerheads, which saw Shaibu approach the Federal High Court in Abuja to stop his planned impeachment by Obaseki, although he later withdrew the case following the intervention of stakeholders. And those were some of the political happenings across Nigeria. Thanks for listening. I am Hannah Surukwa.
Welcome back. As Nigeria's democracy evolves and grows, so too does the importance of governing institutions which have a pivotal role to play in shaping the nation's political landscape. Now, there is one institution that embodies the spirit of progress, transformation, and democratic growth: the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies in Abuja. The institute plays a crucial role in Nigeria's democratic landscape and serves as a hub for research, training, and capacity building in matters related to legislation, governance and democracy. Professor Abubakar Suleiman is the Director General. He explains.
The National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Study is the intellectual or research hub, or what I call the academic components of the Nigerian legislature. Is the capacity building institutions created by an act of parliament in 2011 to enhance the capacity of the legislative arm of government, the legislature, the parliamentarians, the parliamentary staff, and going by the amendment to the act that set it up in 2018, our mandate extended beyond not just the legislature or the institutions of the legislature, but now even the democratic institutions, the political parties, the CSO, the NGOs, the informal political structures, the press, the students, any institutions or bodies that have something to do with democracy in the country. It's part of our mandate to nurture their skills, to hone their skill, to train them, to enhance their capacity. We perform our functions as an institute by conducting research, because it's a research institution, it's a training, citadel, is a learning institution, essentially to cater for the needs of the legislatures and democratic institutions. We perform, the role of providing technical assistance to the legislature through motion drafting, bill draftings, bill scrutiny, putting up briefs, analyzing briefs, policy briefs, data analysis, and most importantly, in the last 8 years, we have been running postgraduate programs, master's program, in some specialized areas of study that has to do with legislative practices and procedures. We run master's program in the area of elections, party politics. We run master program in the area of party administration, political party administration, legal draftings. We run master's program in the areas of official reporting, both at HND level. And I'm happy to let you know that in the last 1 year we have commenced, PhD programs in those specialized areas too. We are the only statutory body established by an act of parliament to perform this specialized function. Yeah, there are some institutions coming up, university, who are now trying to, dabble into those areas. But at least by an act of parliament, our institutions is the only statutory body established by an act of parliament to perform or to render the services, these specialized services, to the legislature, to the parliamentary staff, to their support staff, to assembly commission, both at the state level and at the federal level, and by extension to the ECOWAS sub-regions. It will interest to know that a lot of ECOWAS, sub-region nation states, countries from the West African countries, almost 10 of them, if not more than, have had, have had cause to be with us there. We're able to do all this, carry out all this responsibility with the support of 11 departments. Initially, we have 4 departments as at 2019, but our governing council was able to approve additional 5 departments, making 9. And last year, we were able to establish a new center known as Center for Security Analysis for Nigerian Parliament, and we're able to establish our own radio station that will serve Nigerian legislature, that will serve as the voice of our representative, that will serve as the voice of Nigerian people.
In the wake of Nigeria's historic 2023 elections and the full return to governance, the nation stands at a critical juncture. a juncture where the building blocks of democracy must be fortified and nurtured for a brighter future. Professor Suleiman says the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and other institutions must ensure the confidence of the electorate is sustained in the democratic system.
The electoral body, INEC, came up with a lot of initiative, introduced technology. They talk about the BIFAS. They talk about electronic transmissions. They try to upscale the mode of electioneering. To me, that was an improvement. But whether in the course of trying to implement, we got it right in terms of transmission or no transmission, which is now the issue that has really, engulfed the entire political atmosphere, is another ballgame. But that does not, take away from them the zeal, the ingenuity to say, yes, let us emulate the good parts of, electionary process as we have it in some other climes. The main thing we need to do in getting the confidence of Nigerian people is the extent to which the electoral body remain transparent, remain an arbiter, and give to all the political parties fairness and they are treated equally. What am I saying here? How transparent are we in the cause of trying to even emulate Nigerian people, the electorates, on the mode of electioneering? How transparent are we in the cause of trying to come up with results in a way that Nigeria, the vote I cast, or my votes here that I cast in so polling AB, is what reflected in the outcome of the election? To me, it's still an improvement on what we used to have in the past. And whatever the misgiving from the various political parties, I still believe that we have not done badly as a people. That today we are still different political parties that are grieved, are defining or resorting to litigations, shows to a large extent that we are still we are not doing badly. That is to say that Nigerian politicians and Nigerian people, they still believe in the spirit of democracy. We still believe in the spirit of rule of law. And we still believe that whatever the misgiving attendant on democracy is still the best form of government. And everything must be done to sustain it.
The National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies in Abuja serves as a vital institution for nurturing and enhancing Nigeria's democracy through research, training, and collaboration to the development of democratic institutions, the legislative process, and the overall well-being of the Nigerian people. It will continue to play a pivotal role in ensuring that democracy in Nigeria remains vibrant, transparent, and responsive to the needs of the citizens. Democracy is not just about elections, it's about active participation, accountability, and the pursuit of a better tomorrow. And on that hopeful note, we end this edition of Political Arena. Join us for the next edition, where we'll take a closer look at the challenges confronting democratic rule in Francophone Africa. It promises to be interesting, crisp, spicy, and concise. Till then, bye for now.